2 weeks ago, Twitter made the unilateral decision to censor the New York Post in a series of 2 blockbuster articles, both alleging evidence of corruption against Joe Biden. The first concerning Ukraine, the second concerning communist China.
Facebook and Twitter are being criticized for reducing the reach of a controversial New York Post article critical of Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. This has prompted a debate over the role of social media platforms in censoring content and tackling disinformation. The Post published a series of stories based on emails alleging business dealings between Hunter Biden and Ukrainian energy company Burisma. The 2015 emails reveal that Hunter Biden allegedly helped set up a meeting between his father, who was vice president at the time, and an advisor to a Ukrainian energy company. Both social media giants claimed that the distribution was restricted to limit the spread of potentially fake news, but it wasn't clear how they reached that conclusion. Fingers are now also being pointed over the vagueness and lack of clarity with which these online portals apply their rules. Facebook placed restrictions on the story until its fact-checkers reviewed the article, citing standard operating procedures. Twitter even temporarily locked the personal account of White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who had shared the news report.
Kayleigh McEnany. They closed down her account. She's the White House Press Secretary because she's reporting the truth.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera onto the strip and we'll see. Are you guys seeing this? What do you guys think? Is this the watermark?
Hello YouTube. I know I've got to get a lot better at doing YouTube videos. I just want to do this really quick video because I wanted to update you all on something that I have been working on. And I think that right now we are realizing just how bad tech censorship is. This last couple of days of the election, the President of the United States has been censored over and over again. If the President of the United States is not free to tweet or to write something to the people without fact checkers coming in and swooping it and removing the content, none of us are free. And let me just say this, for everybody who's loving this because you hate Trump, for every single person that is sitting back enjoying watching our country turn to a socialist country, just so you know, Trump's not going to be here forever. What you have allowed to happen to this country because you hate the president so much, it's going to stick around, okay? If you ever could anyone in a million years have imagined that one day in America, they would be telling us when we can go to school, when we can open our business, what we can tweet, what we can put on Facebook, what opinions we're allowed to share, when we have to mask our children. This is crazy. This is a communist country set up. And now, to add to all of it, we now have an election that goes on for weeks, which literally only happens in socialist countries, right? When they rig it for Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, they stop counting votes, and then suddenly they say they magically found all the votes, and now he's going to be your duly elected president of Venezuela. When they rig it for Vladimir Putin, you would imagine this under Joseph Stalin, the censorship that we're seeing happening for doctors who have come out and said things about COVID-19. They are being censored, removed from YouTube, who have said hydroxychloroquine, I treated a patient, it worked. They remove it, and they do it all for the same reason, safety, right? Safety is the reason that they're removing the opinions of doctors who are actually seeing patients and telling you that something is not right about this COVID-19 narrative. For our safety, they're shutting down our business. For our safety, they are making our children not go to school and only learn virtually and hold the tablet all day. It's all for safety, not fear-mongering, not for government control. It's for safety that they've impoverished millions of Americans who now rely on the government for money, right? Freedom is having your own money and deciding how you want to spend it. Slavery is the government giving you money, right? And you begging the government to give you more money, which is happening right now. Nancy Pelosi, we're going to pass more stimulus checks for the people. Don't pass stimulus checks for the people. Open their darn businesses back up. Let the jobs go back so people can take care of themselves. And oh, you know what? It was fine because it made Trump look bad, right? Because you actually thought COVID-19 was going to wipe out the entire population. Well, wake up, because you're about to realize what it's like under a socialist regime. When I was censored, and this is how this lawsuit started, and by the way, make sure you share this video. Go to the website, www.factcheckzuck.com. You can read about the docket. You can read about the lawsuit we filed. What happened when I decided to launched this website was that during COVID-19, I shared the opinion of an actual doctor who wrote an article talking about the harms of lockdown and talking about how the death counts weren't making sense. This was an actual doctor, okay? And Facebook not only censored my page and removed the post, they wrote an article and they decided that it was not true because they had found another doctor who disagreed. So basically, Facebook censored me because their doctor was better than mine. When I looked into who these fact checkers were, I was astonished to find leadstories.com, an official Facebook fact checker, was actually a company that was created in 2016 by a man named Alan Duke, a single man named Alan Duke, right? Who is Alan Duke? Alan Duke is a former editor of CNN of 26 years. So in 2016, when Donald Trump wins, he leaves CNN and he starts an official fact-checking firm. And Facebook grants him the business, somehow the license, a brand new business, says, you're going to be the official fact-checker. These fact-checkers have made themselves the Supreme Court. No one can dispute them except they're not following the Constitution. It's just a complete banana republic. They decide they don't want to hear your opinion and you're censored. If you could say right now on Facebook, an actual experience, you can say, I was standing in line and someone snatched my ballot and stole it from me. And if you wrote your true story, they would fact check you and they'd say untrue and that the election, it has election integrity. They are fact checking your experiences, your opinions, and these people are obviously not official fact checkers, not elected. How can you be an official fact checker, right? We haven't elected you. We have no idea who you are. You worked for CNN for 26 years. You're an activist, Alan Duke. So I turned to my husband. Obviously, at the time, I was 5 months pregnant. I'm 8 months pregnant now. I'm just about to be 8 months pregnant, rather. And I said, we can't sit back and do nothing about this because everyone is complaining and no one is doing anything. And we need to launch a massive lawsuit. And I want the best lawyers, lawyers that I can't really afford. But it's okay because I trusted that we would be able to crowd raise and fundraise this. So we have spent about, up to this point, over $40,000. We hired, first and foremost, Todd McMurtry. So we have built an incredible legal team. There's a few more lawyers on it, and we filed lawsuit last week. Which I'm ecstatic about. Our goal is to add more fact checkers. I want to go after PolitiFact. I want to go after every single one of these people who think that they are gods as they censor our opinions and tell us how we are allowed to communicate on Facebook. Again, I don't care how much you hate Candace Owens. You better wake up. If you think you're safe because they're censoring someone you don't like, you wait until it's you. If you think it's okay what has happened in terms of this election, you're happy when people are getting censored talking about their real opinions, just wait until someone that you like is on the ballot and you see them being censored off. It is time to fight back. I don't care who your candidate is. I don't care who you like. I don't care who you follow on Facebook. I can't stand certain people like Chrissy Teigen. I think she's a horrible human being, but you know what? I want you to be able to listen to her opinions. I don't want her being fact checked. If that's who you like and that's who you want to listen to, then God bless you. I think a lot of these leftists suck. I can't stand AOC. I cannot stand her. But you know what? I look at her and I see some of the things that she writes and I know that she's lying. I have nothing in my heart thinks that it is the right of somebody else to fact check her based on bias on her opinions, right? If she thinks America's a horrible, corrupt, racist country, I don't want that fact checked and removed. I want to prove her wrong with my free speech. That is what this country was built on, free speech. Your free speech may be your opinion may be wrong, but I want to protect your wrong opinion, right, with my right opinion. I want to be able to speak. We have to be able to speak and to have conversations. We cannot have this happening. We've got weak politicians who are allowing this to go on. I don't want to see another measly, I'm going to bring Jack into Congress and ask him questions and do nothing about it. We need to hit them where it hurts. Where it hurts is in their pockets. I'm fighting this fight for everyone. Once we establish this precedent in the courts, everyone will be able to go after these fact checkers. We cannot allow this to go on, guys. We have to stand up. I have never in my life thought that I would be living in a country where I am told where to walk, where I am told how, whether you can see your parents and having people that don't realize, people calling 911 on their neighbors. I mean, seriously, what is this? Is this the reign of Joseph Stalin? Do you understand what you're doing when you're telling on your neighbors for being with their family and their friends? Like, wake up. This is socialism manifest, guys. This is what leads to communism. We should be defending, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, we should be defending one another against big tech, against big government. No one has the right to tell you when you can leave your house. No one has the right to mask your children. And if they think they have the right, then we need to fight them. And that's what I'm doing. But I promise you guys, we will not allow this Chinese takeover to happen. We know this is exactly how they run their countries. Oh, they kicked the virus in 2 weeks and they're back on their feet. And now all of a sudden the West is under attack. We can't get this virus under control. We're shutting down our businesses. We're shuttering our schools for some reason. But China, 2 weeks, population of 1.3 billion, but they figured it out in 2 weeks. Guys, Marxism has arrived on the shores of America. A totalitarian system has arrived on the shores of America. But I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight with everything in me. I have fought with everything in me, and I'm just getting started. We're going after tech censorship. All right, guys, I love you. Thank you for paying attention to this live. Share. Thanks, guys.